Okay, cool. So yeah, hi everyone. I will just start this entire consultancy space for outgoing global volunteer for AIESEC Malaysia. So yeah, I think definitely I hope that you all come in here if you wish to know more about like regardless about MCEB or about outgoing global volunteer, about how to actually probably you are coming here to actually just intention don't have any function. I think it's fine. So I mainly talk more about as experience, also like to share about what's happening in the past from AIESEC Malaysia in outgoing global volunteer. So yeah, I think this session is recorded. So in case that anyone that couldn't attend here, you can refer to the output. So I think before we go through the entire thing, I will just go through a bit on the content. Feel free to put down a question in the Q&A slide in the middle so that later I can actually refer if you have any question. And we'll go through a bit on the OGV roles and purpose, where I think in AIESEC Malaysia, our OGV might means another context because of we might running another product that I think not everyone will know. So we talk more about the roles and purpose and also talk about more about product here. And after that, we'll going into a bit of past term context, how the function is being involved. And I will go deeper into this term, what's this term focus and what has already happened with the current structure. And then I will also to have a suggestion on what I suggest for next term direction, so that it is like from my suggestion. So yeah. So I think after that, I will go to the content and resource. I will give the resource link, and then I think that you all should have the slide. In case that you don't have the slide, I will just share again in the screen, in the chat, so you can see again. So I think with that, we're going to roles and purpose, right? So I think to bring up a bit of my perspective on how I see the unique contribution of MCEB outgoing global exchange for AIESEC Malaysia, because I think mainly this role we are actually managing two products. One product is actually Global Volunteer, where I think we just resumed it in a few months ago. And another product is also another that we're focusing quite a lot. It's actually considered as AWA, and it's called Malaysian Youth Volunteer. So to bring it a bit of the context, this product is actually being developed during COVID, when we go into COVID-19, where exchange is unable to happen in Malaysia. We started off with virtual volunteer for Malaysian youth, and after that, we slowly evolved into hybrid exchange, where they will come into like it's like a physical volunteer for 4 weeks that Malaysian they will actually contribute to the Malaysia issue. So in a way, we also actually directly deliver the facilitated youth leadership experience to Malaysian youth for for the youth in Malaysia. At the same time, I think also as the MCEB, we also focus on B2B stakeholders, where how can we actually drive purpose partnership from each of the university for them to actually also to penetrate on their UR and to make sure they bring on all this value and the impact that we want to see, which is leadership, towards the future, like further future of youth, and also to build a better Malaysia. And the third thing is also more the membership experience, where I think regardless of which function, definitely we want to challenge the product for growth and development. And regarding our strategic role, we are here also to actually ensure either sustainability. From here is also to ensure we have a strong product foundation, ensure that the product relevance is there, so that people believe in our product and they wanted to participate to develop their leadership. At the same time, I think outgoing global exchange is always the biggest revenue source for the department. So I think this department actually contributes a lot in sustainability and also about the relevance, because we are directly delivering the leadership value to the youth itself. So I think that's a bit of the function introduction and a bit of what is a bit difference of MCEB OGX in Malaysia context, right? So I will tell you more about how the function evolved. So mainly here, I won't actually go through each of the term, but just to bring up a bit from the year of 14-15 until the term 19-20, we are still running exchange. Where in 19-20 is where the COVID-19 COVID-19 struck, right? So this is also where we also focus on winter only, and in summer we actually started operation, and we changed into another product that we focus, which is called MYB, Malaysian Youth Volunteer. And during 18-19 is actually you can see one of our exchange actually highest year, and then start to actually slow it down because of the COVID-19 issue. So you can refer to a bit of history, but I want to put more emphasis on the next part, which is on MYB overall performance. So for this product, we actually put it as our key focus starting from summer 2020 where this is the first year that we initiate. And you can see how the product changed, and it's actually growing until summer 2021 and winter 2021. This is our, I would say, highest peak of our growth. Where at that time, I think because of we have run for 1 year of foundation for for Malaysian Youth Volunteer already, we slowly build on the foundation, and slowly we start to see how can this product bring relevance towards the community, and we focus a lot on UR, and UR started to see the value. And also this is also where we launched a lot about how can they develop their market, how can they focus on how can they build out their virtual operation to penetrate into the market, how can they also utilize the national the resource we have from previous video to actually focus on the change management that we're going to proceed on in summer 2022 and winter 2022. So in summer 2022 is also where we proceed into hybrid project piloting, and we started to change from virtual opportunity into hybrid opportunity. And this is also where we continue to build the UR. At the same time, we started to focus a lot on how LC can also convert to their marketing, because of this is the year that we have one of the biggest changes, which is marketing centralization. So the local side will no longer do marketing starting from the year of summer 2022. Because of that will be where we also focus a lot how they can utilize the national resource. You can see all the UTM application and also the change in like sales method, all those things, right? And in winter 2022 also is more on we focus on targeted marketing as key focus. And this is also where we prepare for the hybrid project change management, because of we started to pilot in summer 2022. In winter, we started to actually push more entity to run for hybrid project, whereby we all at the same time we also is where we started to focus back to physical resumption of operation. Then you will see like marketing start to do physical marketing. They start to do lecture bashing instead of like more like a focus on digital marketing. So they diversified quite a lot of their channel in physical side, and also we also support a lot in local marketing in terms of like more on that support and also video marketing. Lastly, also on the sales audit enhancement, that we re-enhance that sales audit for them to actually build out the sales competency. And yeah, this is also where we start resume GV for the past peak. Yeah. So I think with that, right, that will sum out the entire performance for our product for MYV and also a bit on the GV. And here I will go deeper into what happening exactly in term 22-23, which is our term. So I think once again, if you have any questions, feel free to put down in the Q&A spreadsheet. So in our term, right, we actually in summer we slightly have different focus where we focus in targeted marketing. One of the reasons is because of we realized that in the past, if you see in the past performance, we have a lot of high leads, but regardless of the leads growing or like it's actually around the number, our apply is actually decreasing or it's actually not growth. So it actually shows that leads to apply is also like we are not getting the right leads to convert them. That's why I think we not just want LC to do mass marketing. We want to train our marketer to actually do targeted marketing. That's why you can see a lot of focus on market research. How can we choose the right focus and to drive UR development? Second part is also, other than focus on targeted marketing, we also wish to expand our marketing by utilizing our marketing centralization strategy. Because of this is also where we started we have already 1 year of experience in marketing centralization, and we choose to continue to upskill it in terms of like national side, also local side, where you can see we focus on how the marketing can bring out value by like in local side is more on the physical marketing strategy, where we prepare for physical resumption. In terms of centralization, we also have brand enhancement and also campaign management to drive centralized marketing. Then the last thing, other than getting the right people and also expand our top funnel, we also focus on sales mastering, where we focus on how can we deliver the customer service and also make sure they are well converted into the upcoming funnel. This is also where we focus a lot on process time and focus a lot in hybrid transformation. How can we take care of all the standard operating procedure? How can we take care of every single experience so that we can make sure they have a good experience after that? So I think okay, to bring out a bit of the context, right? We have a lot of strategy here. You can see each of the strategy we have 4 tactics, but not every tactic is actually implemented, because in a way you can see on our national structure in summer that time, we have quite a big HR gap in our structure because of we only at the end we actually recruited around 6 but we actually dismissed 2 and resigned 1. And after that, we left with 3 EST to focus on the national strategy. So that will be the context. Second thing, I think on the winter strategy, this is why also after 1 peak, we started to get all the experience. We will still choose to focus on digital marketing upskilling. And the reason is also mainly what we believe is our AIESEC brand is still, the presence is still not that strong enough, and we want to establish a brand. And the brand which is referring to B2C marketing, and also continue to utilize centralization. We can still focus on B2C marketing development, and at the same time, we want to bring partnership value to add value to our product. Yeah, I think, by the way, for this term, we are fully focusing on Malaysian Youth Volunteer as our main product instead of like GV. Because of GV still haven't resumed in this term yet, and we just passed the ICB audit, right? So you can see that in local marketing upskilling, there's a GV resumption here because of this is where we start to focus on resuming GV from ICB side, and we also pass the entire, and we made it. So this strategy on local marketing is mainly focusing on how local side they can utilize the marketing. It's a similar thing, but also because of we have seen in the summer, physical marketing is very effective, and we choose to continue to optimize it. And it's very effective in terms of like campaign launching and also all the effectiveness from physical marketing. So you can see we focus on campaign management and physical marketing enhancement. Lastly, on our campus market penetration, where one of the biggest factor that we realized that it stopped our growth is more on the entity. They only focus on their own main market, and they're not actively penetrate new market, and it's very limiting the outreach for our opportunity to the entire youth in Malaysia. That's why we choose to expand it by focusing on university relation, because they are the one who are actually most direct to engage with all the youth. And then after that, we also focus on leads nurturing effectiveness, which is on sales process. So I think in this term, the structure gets slightly better because of we get to recruit 2 MC director, 1 MC director focusing on marketing, because of you can see we have quite a big strategy that focusing on digital marketing. So we have digital marketing as our MC director, and then we have website manager to focus on building the website, and then we have digital marketing to focus on digital marketing. At the same time, we have another segment that focusing on local marketing from Ken, and also from Ryan that focusing on campaign manager. And we have a specific person that focusing on GV manager. The reason is because of mainly the entire structure we're still focusing on Malaysian Youth Volunteer product. That's why we want to have a EST GV manager to put it as a side focus to pilot GV in this term. At the same time, we have MC director engaged with AIESEC to focus on the operation for engage with AIESEC. Yeah. So I think to sum up a bit on this term, right, I'll just go through a bit on the achievement and non-achievement. First thing first is because of we are the one who actually continue to pilot hybrid, and we actually have a lot of changes in terms of like the standard delivery for our Malaysian Youth Volunteer and hybrid standard. And we actually have a change on the standard fulfillment, SOP implementation, and also we changed a bit of the customer flow, how it actually implemented to make sure customer have a well experience throughout the entire customer flow. Second thing on the sales audit enhancement is also why we realized that one of the biggest reasons that we always not able to convert effectively from leads to apply on the sales process is because of the competency. So we want to bridge the competency gap, starting from team leader layer and team member layer. That's why we have team leader layer and team member layer on sales audit implementation. And at the same time, I think we also have an assessment form that we designed to actually evaluate sales in a more simpler way. And then third part, we also focus on physical marketing resumption, which this one is very, very effective because of we realize that we're able to nurture, like the people who actually go through physical marketing, they have a higher success rate in nurturing. That's why I think like physical booth, lecture bashing, we have other physical initiatives that gain a lot of leads and at the same time able to convert them. And we also start to build physical, we put a lot of focus in building physical competency building, like how to do a physical booth, and also we put functional visit to coach them and to support them for physical marketing. At the same time, I think we focus on content and video marketing, where we have consistent content creation and video focused marketing that actually drive a lot of engagement. At the same time, it drives the subscriber towards our digital centralization channel. Lastly, on our global volunteer that we're able to resume it. We passed the entire ICB OGV audit fulfillment, and also we actually done the product pricing research, and that will be the changes that for this term. So for non-achievement, right? First thing first on national campaign cycle, where we have national campaign, but at the same time, because of, you can refer to the summer, we actually have lack of manpower, and the campaign is not, we do launch a very clear campaign timeline, but it's actually not well tracked and it's not well localized because of it's not emphasized consistently. Second thing is also on the LC market development, is because of most of the LC they put down, I want to penetrate like this market, or every LC have their own out campus. But at the same time, if we refer back to the result, right, their market didn't have effective supply of their youth towards our opportunity. But also reflected back, some of the entity, they have lack of focus on UR market development. They didn't build relationship with UR effectively to gain value, to drive all the nurturing process. And also, not every entity focus on our campus expansion. This is also why it caused us to slowly decline for the past bit. And product website optimization, just a context, last time we actually have, we realized that one of the very biggest bottleneck for our website, and it's actually not optimized, where it creates a lot of problem when the customer want to actually sign up. Fourth thing is on the sales process optimization, where we have a very long and delayed process from leads to apply, where because of this delay, it causes low conversion and it actually causes ineffective sales, which means that we have quite a lot of leads coming in. But when we refer back to those entities who have higher the process time, they usually go with lower conversion. And this is also one of the main root cause that come from competency and urgency from the and each of the entity. Lastly, on product timeline management, where this is more on the weak synergy management between OGV and IGV, not just from local side but also national side. We actually didn't talk much about timeline, where it caused some of the delay for the entire product timeline management. So lastly, I think that will be the achievement and non-achievement. I just want to sum up for me what I really learned throughout this MCEB. So first thing first, I think is really prioritize your term better and continuity, because I think by the time that you take over, I mean, regardless of which role that you get, you will have a lot of dream, or you want to focus on A, B, C, D, E, you want to focus on a lot of things. But at the end of the day, I think you might not able to achieve, or not able to execute every single thing. It might be because of your factor of manpower, it might be because of any other factor, but really choose to prioritize which is the strategy that matters to your term and matters towards the continuity. Yeah, one of the strength of, I wouldn't say a strength, but it's like a unique things about AIESEC Malaysia is because of we are very we run for very long already, run for almost 55 years, and that will be the things that continuity is very important for this entity, where the things that you do, it wouldn't just stop in, you were going to see like the impact in upcoming term, and the impact is actually come from pre-term after that. So I think I able to see these things when I actually start to take over this function, and you realize that which is the focus that you want to focus on, that pass on from a predecessor or the predecessor, all those things. Second thing is network management is super crucial, especially when you take up the role as MC, because I think this is the part that you can manage a very big group of commission, or I would say stakeholders, not only your commission, but they will have a lot of stakeholders you need to manage. And I think not so sure is because of particularly on AIESEC Malaysia context, they are very crucial in terms of like how can we build the momentum, or how can we build like the consistency of the entire entity to continuous to strive for what we really want to see, because it doesn't, like the entity, they can actually push for performance. So the more they push, actually be able to see like how much you see the result coming in. And this is also where it reflected back the momentum and how can we bring on all those things, all the resource and education, and also the recognition towards the entity to drive the change you want to see. So I think the third thing I learned is also to foresee timeline 3 months ahead. Especially I think for me, when I was getting into this role, I never know that I need to actually be a person to actually consistently do on long term, because I think that time we are just busy executing things, And we forget the role that, our role is actually as a product manager. We are managing the product itself, not managing just a function or managing your team. So you really have to think about what is the future of this product, how this product looks like at the end of the day when entities start to take over it and to implement it. And I think there will be a lot of change management to happen. Where as a product manager, this is most of the challenging part because of you learn a lot when you're driving all these changes. Fourth thing is also more on how can we connect our purpose and unique contribution towards the entire organization. Because I think one of the fun fact, right, is when I apply for this role, mainly my purpose is not particularly related to any function. And I think I also not apply for OGV, but I think I still able to find unique contribution because of at the end of the day, this is an MCEB journey, and you find how you contribute to AIESEC way or entire organization or for United Malaysia for this entire journey, regardless of the role. And lastly, also more on the marketing operation and sales operation, which because I'm very new to this role, I totally don't have this background, but I'm able to catch up and also to manage it. And I think this is something that I really appreciate a lot in my journey. So I think with that learning, and also with all the things that we've mentioned, all the achievement and non-achievement here, I think I hope that you understand about what have happened in the past 3 terms, and also probably in our term. And I think just to propose a new direction that, not a new direction, but it's a direction that bring on continuity from our term, is because right now Malaysia is also starting to changing back into fully physical, or in the fact that we already started fully physical operation, where physical we will focus on physical MYB. This is one of the product, and also focus on GV. And GV but they focus on IXP only. Because I think these 2 products are our main product I want to leverage on, and it's very crucial to drive it in physical resumption. And these 2 will be the main 2 products that will actually drive growth and to deliver you experience that I want to see. Where I think I'll suggest on to focus on main 3 things. First thing on brand enhancement, because we still believe that there are still much more things can be added value to our product to build out a better brand. Where in terms of B2C is continuously leverage on physical operation, especially on physical marketing. For B2B value, how can we bring on UR value and also partnership value to add value to our product so that people can see our product as a product that's reliable and is having a good reputation. Second thing, also more market expansion, because I think this is also one of the root cause that cause us to unable to grow our product, unable to grow our funnel, where we can look into how can we expand our top funnel, where it's also how can we break through to collaborate with more UR and also penetrate into new out-campus. For this part, I think definitely I just list out M0 and LC though. You can refer yourself, but mainly it's more about market expansion. Last thing, in terms of optimizing leads nurturing process, where it's focusing on how can you convert from leads to apply conversion. And in terms of MYB, it's mainly about sales competency and enhancement, where it's something that we still continue to discuss on how can we actually optimize the entire process to make sure it is efficient and also customer experience being taken care. So I think with that, I actually finished my entire the things I want to deliver to all of you. And before I go into the content, all those things, right, let's go into a very quick Q&A. Yeah, it's quite long. Yeah, I think I delivered a lot of things, right? So you can ask any question you have. Anything.
Okay, anyway, thank you so much. And
Yeah.
I think I have some questions. And since I'm coming from other entity,
Yeah.
so I'm so sorry if my question is very basic.
No worries.
Okay. Um, so MYV is AIESEC in Malaysia's UA, right?
Yes.
And in Brandon's focus MC structure, so MYV is the focus of MCVP, OGV, IGV, and EWA. So what's the difference? Like what we're handling in MYV, OGV, IGV, and then EWA. Do you get
Okay.
it?
I get it.
Okay.
So I think things a bit different is for engage with AIESEC. We do have a department, but this department will not focus on the product or the Malaysian Youth Volunteer. They'll focus on event based something like on-site event, like for example You Speak Forum and any other local A1 initiative. But particularly MYB is the national product that we actually created in what is called in the COVID generation, and right now it's continuously evolve until a product that we can see it worth to continue from, like, not just focusing on from AY department, but also OGV and IGV. It will looks like similar like how GV is implemented, but it run locally and it's actually local youth contribute to local issue.
Oh, so it's like we're running GV, but it will be held in Malaysia and uh, by Malaysian people.
Yeah, similar with GV is like they are going for volunteer, and it's instead of 6 weeks, they're going for 4 weeks. Yeah, I think let me try to find the resource for like a business model for entire MYB. I can share it to you.
Okay.
Yeah, about that, I think we can also ask any other question.
Okay, so GV's OGV is already run in Malaysia, or is it gonna be run in next year or this year?
We're going to run in this year, and because we just passed the ICB in around last month, and then in around January, I think that January that time we actually passed the audit, and then right now we plan to run the first peak in the around July or June timeline. So we will just mainly focusing on IXP, which is our alumni, and also our current membership. The reason is because I think for information, the entire youth segment for MYB and also GV is actually very similar in a way, because of MYB is actually I think they are actually inspired by last time doing GV, but when GV unable to run, they just co-create this another business model to actually execute it. So right now, I think we still put a lot of focus on MYB, where we want to separate a segment between two of these things. And also, since we are still piloting GV. That's why I think we tend to focus on IXP as our starting zone, start to build up the entire relevance before we fully transit the entire AIESEC Malaysia to focus on GV fully.
I see. So for the next pick, GVs will be only market to our IXP.
Yes.
So we will have no organic market for GV.
Yes.
Okay. And will all the LCs run GV, like or do you plan to make another GV resumption special for LC?
We have 14 entities, but not every entity run GV because of we understand that each entity contexts are different, and we actually launched things called GV GV piloting application for each of the LC and SU to submit to us. And right now, I think expected to have around 6 entities that we actually continue to pilot GV as a pioneer first.
Okay, I see. Um, so in your opinion, should we focus more on the physical MYV, or should we focus on redeveloping OGV?
Oh, so you're asking like more on like, should we focus on like MYB as a product or like GV as a product, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I think for right now, because of understanding that Brandon Direction is also still focusing on MYB, which GV is still focused on IXP, we're going to focus on MYB first because of one of the reasons for AIESEC Malaysia context is we just resumed OGV and we haven't resumed IGV, and IGV is still in the process of resuming. So because of the segment for these two youth is actually same, and if we're unable to actually focus fully on GV yet because of if OGV, we started fully focus on OGV like to it will actually affect the entire like supply and demand for our IGV side, and we actually the entire ecosystem will be not balanced because of our side we're unable to. In a way, I think MYB is like a self-supply, our own OGV supply to our own IGV because we are running locally. But if we stop the supply side, we just supply to other entity, our own IGV will not having any operation because of they will not receive enough supply to run their own operation if IGV haven't resumed IGV. yeah, we are still in the process of resuming, ideally expecting probably around July that time we'll be able to resume it, but we still need time to actually build up or to actually communicate this entire change.
Oh, okay, okay. Oh yeah, I really want to ask you this. So, what is MYF's biggest like what is MYF's biggest competitor in Malaysia right now?
I see. I think MYB biggest competitor we quite have actually quite a okay, we actually have quite a lot. I wouldn't have like a example because of there's a lot of organization that running like volunteering in Malaysia, which I think right now where we ended, we almost are in the what you call post-pandemic situation. These opportunities are getting more and more popular, and right now I think uh more on how another part also is because of right now Malaysian also prefer towards like instead of like a long-term initiative, they prefer to like they see the value of short-term initiative because of yeah, I think one of the reasons is also they are not aware of like how can they actually commit themselves to pay for this money and to commit for this entire 4 week itself. So I think the competitors come from like organizations that having volunteering, and also those competitors come from like those organizations that actually offer leadership development, but in a shorter term. So that will be the part that will cause threat to us.
Okay, okay. So, there are currently many organizations and many volunteering programs being introduced in Malaysia, I assume.
Yes. Yeah, there will be a lot, a lot. I think probably you can like try to search like at Google you can search like more on like volunteering opportunity.
Mm.
There will be a lot coming up, and usually I think we won't have like Malaysian youth volunteer at the top because of
Mm.
others are also quite competitive in a way.
Okay, okay. Oh, what do you think is like a good case practice that you can share, like the top one that should be that in your opinion should be run again in next term?
Good case practice. I think one of the things that I would say it should be continuously running is more on because of right now we have started physical operation and we're able to see that when those entities they really have like a very effective physical marketing in a way I think they also will directly like the funnel wouldn't just stop from Blitz because of they're able to bring out a lot of like they will let the customer to see more tangible value, and I think that will be the things that able to drive a lot of effectiveness when universities started going to physical operation. Like students start to come to a university physically, all those things. So I think I would suggest more on like how can we actually strengthen entire physical operation, like to actually build our competency for physical marketing as this will be a trend and opportunity that we can continuously leverage on. Yeah.
I see, I see.
I think
Um,
another part also is because right now the biggest resource that we have in university is the university relation, where I think is also a very big opportunity that each of the entities can leverage on when they started to actually gain value from university relations side. They will have bigger base of like customer to actually expose them with our leadership opportunity.
okay, okay, okay. Cool. Anyway, thank you so much. I don't think I have any other questions.
Okay, no problem. Yeah. Okay, I think I will later I will paste you can refer to the consultancy space Q&A sheet. I will paste the link of our Malaysian Youth Volunteer Business Model or like any resource that you can refer because I think it might be new for international candidate as well. So you can refer on to understand more about this product. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Okay, no problem. Okay, so I think probably I will just go a very quick ending because I think time is almost up and I think if you really wish to understand more about how MYB works and how AWA works, because later on we're going to have like another consulting space about engage with AIESEC, particularly focus on AWA only. Then you will start to understand how these two things work together, even though MYB is considered as AWA as well. So I think definitely you can contact me through like email or like my phone number. I would prefer like Telegram. Yeah. So I think you can find my number and then you get my Telegram. Yeah, I'll be more active in Telegram. So definitely I think there'll be all the resources that we can provide, which include on the roadmap and also all the database that we have from each of the term, and including on the resource that we usually deliver to our local entity. So that will be it. Yeah, I think thank you everyone for attending, and yeah, thanks for coming.